Hey guys, and welcome back to Naomi's Scrappy Retreat. I wanted to do some dips. One of them I'm probably just going to keep for myself. I haven't decided yet, but wanted to send home some buffalo chicken dip for my guy so he could take it to his brother and his son tonight so that they could have something to munch on, for this weekend. And so when I was doing that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to just make one dip. I want to make three. So I thought, you know what? Let me share that with you because really they're all pretty much easy. Now I am going to go ahead and make all of mine using the microwave. You can put these in the oven. So you can put them all in the oven at like 375 and just watch them. Usually when you're putting them in the oven, you want to do 20-30 minutes and see. You can also put them in the crock pot. So most of them you can put in the you can put all of them in the crock pot. Like crock pot for, I think high for like 90 minutes. And then you could also use your Instapot. Now, I haven't used my Instapot yet for it. So if I do, in the future, I'll let you know. If you've used an Instapot for any type of hot dip that I'm going to show you or anything you've ever done, let me know down in the comments what that was, what your time was like, how that turned out. I'm sure it's great. I mean, if you can put it in a crock pot, then you can definitely put it in an Instapot. And then, like the crock pot, well, mine has the crock that's separate. So like a crock pot, the inside of, your Instapot container can then be your dish. So it's one less dish for you to have. But I'm just going to go ahead and do all of mine in the microwave. It's just quicker and easier for me. This is just usually how I end up doing it because this was how someone showed me a while back. And most of the time I don't have time to either watch the oven or something else is going on. So this is just what I normally do. So grab your water, grab your tea, grab, coffee, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you're going to do. And I hope that you kind of make these with me. So let's go ahead and get started. I have actually lined everything up with all of my ingredients of what I want. We'll do the one that takes the least ingredients first. And then my favorite, which is the buffalo chicken dip. And then the last one is going to be, so the first one we're going to make is a quick chili and cheese dip. The second one is the buffalo chicken dip. Sorry about that. And then the last one is going to be a jalapeno popper dip. So normally when I make the buffalo chicken dip, I don't put bacon, but I had to make bacon this morning. And since I had to go ahead and make bacon, I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and try that in there too. So we're going to try something new, and then the guys can let me know later if they like it or not. So again, these are very simple. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have 2 cans of chili. Now, I went to a different place today and they had 2 different types of chili. So they don't really like beans, I don't think. And so I got a chili starter, which if I was doing this, it just says to add beans and meat. And then this one says original chili, no beans. So there's already the meat and everything in it. I'm guessing because you know what? I didn't even look. Yes, so there it is. So it's just something you want to pay attention to. And so, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So what's going to happen is you're just going to take 1 package of the cream cheese. It's 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And you're going to put that in your dish, microwave it until it's soft. So let me pause it while I microwave it. When I get back, I'll tell you how long it took, and then we'll go from there. Okay, we're back. So for the first, for only 1 8-ounce of cream cheese, it took 1 minute in the microwave, and that just makes it very soft and very pliable. What you want to do, probably depending on your depending on the strength of your microwave, do them at 30-second intervals, because otherwise you're going to have popping all over and then you're going to hate me, and I don't want you to hate me. So just stir it, see what it feels like, and then put it back in for 30 minutes. You're really going to hate me if you do 30 minutes. 30 seconds, and then take it out and stir it up. So then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and add your But it's 2 cans of chili, so one of them you're gonna have to, one of mine I'm gonna have to open with a, yep, I'm gonna have to open it with a can opener. You're also gonna need a can of Rotel. Now, of course, everything is backwards, but I got the diced tomato with habaneros. You can use whatever you want. You can use mild. This is totally made to my preference. I like it hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and add hot. Now, again, this is 4 ingredient chili dip. So it's 2 cans of whatever chili starter, chili mix, whatever that you want. And then 1 can of Rotel, 1 block, 8 ounce of cream cheese. And then you're gonna want sharp cheddar cheese or cheddar cheese, whatever cheese. I always like sharp cheddar. So you don't have to drain that. You just throw it in there and you mix it up. And I would say, and we're gonna add a cup of cheese. Okay, so strike that, reverse that, redo that, whatever. You actually need 2 cups of cheese. So this is a 4-cup bag, so I'm just going to use half of it. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to dump it in. Maybe it didn't want to come out of the bag. And then stir that in. Now, I like lots of cheese. So at this point, you could add some seasoning if you want. You could add, or just leave it just like this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and heat this up and get this all melty and cheesy and ooey gooey. And then I'm going to taste it and we'll see if it needs anything. So let's go ahead and put the other can of chili in because I forgot it. If you've watched my last couple episodes, you've seen me forget a couple things. So one of the last episodes, I just kept going on and on and on about how the onion would enhance it. Well, guess what I forgot? The onion. That smells wonderful. So that last can that I opened, which was the chili starter mix, smells just like all of the yummy chili seasonings that I'm so used to smelling. I may go ahead and add some ground paprika in this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I even put that in the microwave. And it'll just kind of add like a smokiness to it. And again, this is optional. The seasonings are optional. This is to your taste, to whoever you're cooking for, whatever their taste might be. So, just sprinkle it on. Stir this in, and then we'll get it in the microwave. So, when it comes out of the microwave, I will tell you how long mine took. And again, this is going to be based on whatever setting, whatever strength your microwave has, and how deep your dish is. The depth of your dish will make a difference. The type of your dish will make a difference. Because like this dish isn't technically, it's not necessarily a microwave dish, but you can microwave in it. So, it really just depends. So give us a minute, we'll come back and we'll see how it tastes. So the timer just went off for the second time. So I had it in for 3 minutes. I put it in for 3 more minutes. When I opened it up, you could hear it bubbling. So let's go ahead and take it out, put it on the hot mat and see what it looks like. So to be on the safe side, I usually try to put like a paper plate or something over top of whatever I'm cooking, just so that it doesn't splatter all over the inside of my microwave. Oh my goodness. This smells so yummy. And I have to say, I already took a taste earlier to see what it tasted like. And I think I'm going to leave it because not all of them I think I'm going to give some of this to the guys too. Not all of them like really spicy foods. So this would just be a good chili dip. This would be great over tacos. To do tacos, this would be great over hot dogs. Oh my goodness. Now I'm getting hungry and I just had lunch. So let's go ahead and bite into this. Now, if you wanted to add more things to this, you could. You could totally add like fresh onions. Like if you put this out and put like some fresh chopped onions on it, also some more fresh cheese on top of that, oh my goodness, you're gonna have a hit on your hands. So let's go ahead and dig into these chips. Knowing that this is very hot, I'm just gonna take a little teeny tiny taste so that hopefully I don't hurt myself. It's soft, it's creamy. The chili spices are so yummy. I'm really not going to add anything more. If this was just for myself, or if it was for more people, like people who like hot things, I'd probably add some more hot spices. But because I already added the hot thing of Rotel, it already has this wonderful little heat right at the end of your eating. Like it starts while you're eating it, and then right at the end, it's amazing. So this was ready and done 10 minutes flat. 6 minutes in the microwave, and we'll just give 4 minutes to get it all together and throw it in here. And again, it was one thing of 8 ounces of cream cheese, microwaved in the microwave, 30 seconds for 1 minute to get it soft and creamy. 2 cans of a chili starter, chili base. And again, you could add beans or other meat to this if you want. And then a can of Rotel, whatever flavor you want. And then 2 cups of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. And it was so yummy. So this is very creamy. This is very, it's not a very thick dip, but it is so good. And this would also be good as part of like a layer dip for tacos. There's so many things you could do for this, but I said hot dogs earlier, and I wish I had hot dogs because that's what I would have it with for dinner. So I may have to run out and get hot dogs tomorrow when I'm out. I've already been to the store 3 times this week, so hopefully then tomorrow will be my last day. So anyhow, I'm gonna put this off to the side, and then I'll get all the ingredients together in front of us, and we'll go ahead and make the buffalo chicken dip, and then yeah, we'll just make that. Recipe 2, buffalo chicken dip. And again, this is customizable depending on your preference of heat, depending on your preference of just whatever you want in it. But this is the basic way that I make it. And again, it's 2 packages of cream cheese. So we're going to go ahead and get that ready. Throw that in the microwave. I should have gone ahead and gotten these partially open so that I'm not fighting with it. But if you've watched me before, you know that I fight with everything I'm cooking with. I don't know why. It just likes to fight me. I did go ahead and drain the can of chicken that we're going to be using, but so I did make one step a little easier. Maybe. All right. So again, this just goes in the microwave for however long it takes. I will let you know when I get done how long it took. Okay, so the 2 things of cream cheese, I went ahead and put it in for 45 seconds. What I did this time was I took the plate that I used in the last one, put it over top of it. So just in case it did splatter a little bit, it wouldn't get all over my microwave. So it's 45 seconds. Took it out. I tried to stir it a little bit. It was still hard. So I did it for another 45 seconds, and it's perfect. What we're going to do now is you're going to add we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. So it's 12 ounces of chicken. So I cheat because again, it's quick and easy. I use a can of 12 ounce. It's like 12.5 ounces of chicken, usually whatever I have on hand. You can also use, and I drained it, just so you know, I did drain it. If you have, and I have made it once before, I had a rotisserie chicken that I got from the store. And so when our dinner was done, there was meat left over, and I had about a cup and a half left of meat. So this 12 ounces is about a cup and a half of meat. So just in case you have extra chicken you want to use, that's totally fine. A shredded chicken is great. It So the taste does change with the chicken, of course, that you add, because it depends on how you flavored your chicken. So all I'm doing is I'm just chopping up the chicken and kind of trying to get that mixed in as best as possible. When you get canned chicken like this, they come in big clumps, and for me, sometimes they don't always want to, you know, go down into smaller pieces, and I don't know why. It's just part of my little cooking, my issues with my cooking. So things just like to give me a hard time. So then the other thing I like to add is red pepper flakes. And again, this is seasoned to me, so you can add that or not add that. And then I add just a touch, and I mean just a touch of garlic salt. And again, this is optional. You don't have to add that at all. The guys love garlic and they love salt, so for me it works out really well. Then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to add a cup of ranch dressing and a cup of red hot sauce. So I have wing sauce, that's what I have on hand, but you can use whatever red hot buffalo sauce that you have. Cream cheese was softening in the microwave. I went ahead and just chopped up some bacon. Remember I said I was going to try it and see how everybody thought it was. So this is about a cup, not quite a cup, of chopped up bacon that I did this morning. So let's go ahead and get those in here. So again, that's just a cup. And I'm not usually exact. Usually when I make it, I eyeball it. So, but I didn't want you guys to be upset with me and say, hey, you know, because I do a lot of my cooking like that. One thing I wanted to tell you is that I'm just using a regular generic form of ranch. But the guys do like bacon flavor. So one of the times I made it with ranch, it was actually a bacon flavored ranch, and they loved it. So this was what I had on hand, which is not bacon flavored. I do have a bacon in there, but it's opened, and he loves his bacon ranch dressing, so I didn't want to take that away and not have any extra on hand. So I figure if I'm adding bacon to it, maybe that'll make up for it. And then we're just going to stir this in. Let's go ahead and add, so the last ingredient you're going to need is shredded cheddar cheese, and you're going to need 2 cups. I always add a little bit more than what it says, but I only have 2 cups left in here because remember I had used the first half for our chili cheese dip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just there's probably about 2/3 of a cup in here, so I've probably added about a cup and a third in there, because what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in there, and I want to go ahead and microwave it. But when everything is combined, I want to go ahead and add that last little bit of the cheddar cheese to the very top of that, because then it kind of adds a different crustiness or different, you know, on top of it. So if you were putting this in the oven, you put it in the oven 350, 375 for about, again, 30 minutes or so, depending on the bubbling, the depth of the dish, and all of that. And then you'd want to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit more of that cheddar cheese on top, just like I'm doing in the microwave. That way you do get a crusty, cheesy layer on top. And that would be a perfect place to also put bacon. And then when you take it out, you can always add something like green onions, green chives, you know, just to add to the depth of the flavor. The guys aren't really crazy about that sort of thing, so I'm not going to add it today. When I'm going to keep some of this for myself, and when I eat it, I'll probably do that for myself. The last dish I am making does have green onion in it, and then I am putting it in there because that's how I make the recipe. So, and again, these are just easy, simple things. The hardest thing is stirring everything together in a teeny tiny dish. So I'm going to start this in at 3 minutes like I did the last one. And then, sorry, I couldn't help myself. And then we will see how it goes, and then I'll come back to you. So I wanted to show you that I was, this is after 3 minutes, and it was already bubbling really well. Everything is pretty much stirred in, but you know, the middle is still a little cool, but it is to the point where I think I'm gonna go ahead and add the cheese, I think. And then and put it in for 3 more minutes. This in the past, again, depending on the bowl, but it has taken me anywhere between 6 to 10 minutes. And again, a lot of that depends on the depth of the bowl, the type of the bowl, the thickness of the bowl. If you've ever, tried to boil water or something in the microwave, or you've reheated a cup of tea or, a cup of coffee or something like that. I don't know if you've ever noticed that at least for me, it's not always the same. And it really depends on, the height of the container and then the thickness of the walls of the container. So that's it. I'm going to put it back in the microwave for 3 more minutes, and then I will let you back in when we get back. Thank you. Okay, so it's 6 minutes, and looking at the top, it's definitely all melted. You can still kind of see like lines where the cheese, some of the longer pieces of cheese were. But I am going to go ahead and leave it like this because I'm fine with that. I actually am going to go ahead and stir it because for me, it's not going to make a difference because I'm going to have to dip this out and dish this into dishes for the guys and then put it into a smaller container for myself. I do like to still add the cheese at the top because I don't know why, but for me, mixing it in just, I think it changes the taste or changes something about it. And it's probably me. Like, you're probably going to make this and say, Naomi, you're a little crazy. There's nothing different in this. So anyhow, if you've made buffalo chicken dip before, tell me, like, if I haven't used an ingredient that you've used, tell me what your ingredient is. Or if you've used bacon before, let me know how you guys like it like that. So I'm excited to try it with the bacon. So let's actually go ahead and get into this. Let's get a chip and get to tasting. I am so excited for this. I love buffalo chicken dip. So when I told him today that I was making the buffalo chicken dip for him, he was really, I don't know if he's excited like I'm excited, but he was thankful. So he thought that was thoughtful. So this is definitely going to be hot. The buffalo chicken, the buffalo kick to this is amazing. And I had a piece with the bacon in it, and I do like it with the bacon. So I'm hoping they like it with the bacon too. I'm not double dipping, it's the other side of the chip. So good. So again, this was very easy. You're just 2 8 ounces of cream cheese, put them in the microwave till they melt. So for me, it was 1:30, so 45 and 45. Then you add in your 12 ounces of chicken. So whether that's from a can or whether that's from a 1.5 cups of chicken you already have. Then you want to go ahead and add any seasoning you wanted. I just added some crushed red pepper flakes and some garlic salt. And then you want to add 1 cup of red hot buffalo sauce. But if you have another buffalo sauce or another really hot sauce that you want to use, you can do that too. If something else is your favorite and you love the flavor of it better, you can do that. And then you want to add a cup of ranch dressing. So again, that could be a bacon ranch or a peppercorn ranch or something else that you think would add an interesting flavor or depth of flavor that I'm not suggesting in here. I'm just giving you the basics. And then you want to add about a cup and a third of your shredded cheddar cheese in there. Mix it all up. Throw it in the microwave. I put a paper plate over top so it didn't splash everywhere. Put it in there for 3 minutes. Take it out, stir it. Determine if you want to go ahead and add the last part of your cheese. If so, add the last part of your cheese. Put it in there for 3 more minutes, or again, whatever your microwave is going to take. And then take it out and enjoy. So we have one more dip to make, and I am so excited for this. I have not made this. I don't even know how long. Like, I've made the buffalo chicken dip probably within the last couple years, and then the chili one, it's been a while. I made it for a church function a while back, but the popover one I haven't made in a long time, so I'm excited to make that and to try it again. So there's a lot more chopping involved in that, so that's why I saved it to the end. And then we'll just walk through and chop through the ingredients together, and I'll probably fast forward through my chopping so you don't have to watch me chop. And then I'll be right back and we'll get started on that one. So we are on the home stretch, our very last dip that we're gonna make. This one again has more ingredients, is a little bit more time consuming, but again it's still very easy. You can throw it in the microwave. The best, prettiest option is actually in a crock pot or inside of the oven, because if you put the bacon and the green onions and some of the other stuff that we have on top of it and then put it in the oven, it'll just be a prettier presentation. But if you're not going to serve this to anybody right away, and you want to just go ahead and make it, have something fun and easy just to munch on, like if you guys are going to have a movie night as a family, or your kids are going to have friends over, and this is just a real quick, easy, something you can throw together. Again, there's more chopping, more ingredients, but it's still very yummy for what it is. So since we've made it this far, and hopefully you've already watched the other two dips before this, I again just took 2 packages of cream cheese, did the same thing, 45 seconds, stirred it 45 seconds, and that was it. And so now that we have that, we're just going to go ahead and chop up our other stuff. What you do want to add is you want to go ahead and add half a cup of sour cream. And again, like I said in my last video, if there's a liquid on the top, which I don't think you can see that, then go ahead and stir it in. You want that liquid on the top because that is extra vitamins and nutrients. That's just the way. That's all it is. It's not foiled. So just stir it back in. It also helps keep your if you drain that, then your sour cream isn't as creamy as what it could be. So I'm going to do that, and then I forgot to get a spoon, so excuse me for a second. I think I can do that. All right, so half a cup of each, half a cup of mayonnaise and a half a cup of sour cream. Looks like I'm almost out of mayonnaise, but I will have just enough literally to do this recipe. So there's literally a half a cup in here. And then we need a half a cup of sour cream. So give me a second and let me just get that ready. Sorry, I got distracted, so I paused the camera. I went ahead and added a half a cup of the sour cream to this mixture. And then you can go ahead and add a cup of cheddar cheese. Actually, it's 3/4 of a cup, but I always like extra cheese. So I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to sprinkle. And this is 2 cups, so about half, which I think I went a little over on even. And then you want about 1/4 of a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I always get the Parmesan Romano cheese that's grated together. So again, I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing it. But again, you want about a half a cup. I don't know why I did the shaker side when there's a pour side. Now just to give it a little bit more depth of flavor, I'm also adding, this is probably about 1/3 of a cup of the Parmesan then shredded cheese. And again, this is just for depth of flavor. That's totally up to you. The cheese, the amount of cheese is kind of you want a basic. So total, you want about 1.5 cups of cheese in there. So the ratio that you add is really up to you. Just depends on what cheese flavor you like better. And you could make it one time, and I made a dish one time, and I didn't have, I don't remember what it called for, but all I had was feta. And I added feta, and I've made it that way ever since, because feta just added this extra zinginess or kick to it, or I don't even know the right word right now to use. So mix it up, see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up my jalapenos first, but I did want to go ahead and use it for this because skin is still sensitive. I don't want to take a chance and get the juices all over it. So what I had done before this, while I was getting everything together, was I went ahead and got out my last of my jalapenos. Now, you really want these finely diced because most people do not like to bite into a large hunk of jalapenos. But you usually want about 3 medium. Now, these were actually 3 very large jalapenos. So again, what you use is totally your preference, your heat level, how much you like jalapenos. I actually leave some of the seeds and some of the vein in where the heat is to give it a little bit extra heat when everything is together and melded. So these are very juicy. I'm glad I wore gloves because I can actually feel them splattering all the way up onto my arm. So that would probably have been very bad if I hadn't worn gloves. So I'm going to just chop through these, determine if I want to use everything I have out or not, and then come back. So I'm just going to speed through this, and then we'll see in a little bit. So that's the end of those. Oh my goodness, it's almost like cutting an onion. That is crazy. These are really strong. So I have a feeling this is going to be very hot. But, I mean, we're making jalapeno popper dip. So you do want some kick and some spice in there because that's what jalapeno poppers are. So I am very excited to try this when it comes out of the microwave. I'm a little scared too. Scared that you're going to see my face. So you usually want like 3 scallions. And again, if you're putting this in the oven, you're going to want to save like part of the scallion to put on top of it when you put it in the oven. But I'm not, so I'm throwing everything in. Mine are kind of puny, so I'm actually adding 6. So if you have nice sized scallions, just add 3. If you don't, add whatever's, you know, to your taste. So I like the green and the white. And I will go ahead and chop these like this and then come along and do more of a fine chop to them as well. So I'm hoping that there's some of this green that is actually good. If you had these from your garden right now, like I have fresh chives out there, but so chives will keep growing. So I harvested some yesterday for some, I made butter potatoes with parsley. Very yummy. But I also added fresh chives. Very yummy. So I was so excited because I got to take both the parsley and the chives out of the little containers that I have outside. Wow. These are going to make me cry too. Do you see the red in my eyes? Holy cow. I think I'm actually going to save part of these back because I do not think I'm going to need all of this. This is supposed to be jalapeno dip, not onion dip. And these are much stronger. If they weren't this strong, I think I would. So I shouldn't have called them puny. That's my mistake. So give me a second. Let me grab a dish and then to put these onions in, and then we'll chop bacon and we'll just keep working. So the only thing left to do is to chop up the bacon. You want about 8 slices of bacon. So about 3/4 of a pack, depending again on the size of your bacon. You can rough chop them. These are pretty well cooked. And again, if you're going to put these in the oven, I would keep some of these back to put on the top because it'll just make it really pretty. But I'm going to just add these all together. So now that all the bacon's chopped, and you could again use more bacon if you wanted to. This was what I had left over. Well, it's not what I had left over. This was what I had originally planned on. And I think, yeah, so that's all of the bacon I have. So now we get to just stir it up and then put it in the microwave and see how it tastes when it comes out. I'm going to go ahead and do like I did for the other one and put some cheddar cheese on top as well. and then stir it in. Again, I don't know why I do that, but that's what I do. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but you let me know. You try it both ways and you tell me if you think it makes a difference or if you think it's all in my head. It's probably just all in my head. And that's quite all right. This is already looking very creamy. Really, it smells. You can smell the green onion. A little bit of the jalapeno popper, but not that much. And then some of the cheese is in there. So this is ready to go in the microwave. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I've been doing because it's worked so far. There is less in this dish, so but I'm still gonna go ahead and do 3 minutes first, see how it turns out, and then if I need to put less time later, I will, but I will come back and let you know what I've done, and then we'll go from there. Well, our last one is out, and it's, so I haven't unveiled it yet. I did put it in for 3 minutes. At 3 minutes, I took it out, I stirred it, and then I added the cheddar cheese, the extra cheddar cheese I said I was going to. It was maybe half a cup. And then, so that's what it looks like. It's so hard to tell, like on the, on here what it looks like, but it looks good. And it smells even better. So let's go ahead, give this a quick stir. Oh my goodness, you can smell the bacon, you can smell the green onion, you can smell the jalapeno, you can smell the cheese. And let's try not to burn ourselves because again, I put it in for 3 more minutes and this is a smaller dish, so it probably didn't need 3 more minutes. So let's get a little bit of everything. A little bit of bacon, a little bit of cheddar, a little bit of chive. Let's blow on this a lot. You can taste everything. I can even taste the Parmesan cheese, which is usually a lighter flavor, but because I added the shredded cheese besides the grated cheese, I think it adds a depth of flavor. For me, it does. And again, that's me. But you can taste everything in this. It is yummy. So again, we made a chili cheese dip, buffalo chicken dip, and then a jalapeno popper dip. And again, this, I mean, we've been at it for 2.5 hours, but I've been doing other stuff and, you know, pausing it and taking care of other issues. So, you know, in about, with microwave time and with chopping time, you could probably do this in 1 hour and 15 minutes. The first one was 10 minutes flat. I mean, the first one was the easiest one. The second one just takes a little bit longer, but the third one is the one that took, of course, the longest. So for the jalapeno popper dip, you want 2 packages of cream cheese, melted. You want jalapeno poppers, oh my goodness. You want jalapenos, about 3 or so of them. Chop them up fine. Some green onion, about 3 or 4. Again, this is your preference on what you want in there. You want at least 8 slices. I wish I would have had more bacon because I would have added it just because I love bacon. So about 8 slices of bacon. And then half a cup of mayonnaise and a half a cup of sour cream. Wait a second. I think. I could be thinking about the other one now. No, yes, half a cup of mayonnaise and a half a cup of sour cream. And then just stir that all in. The grated cheese, you want about half a cup of Parmesan grated cheese. I did about half a cup of the Parmesan shredded cheese, and then about a cup or so of, you know, the shredded, the sharp shredded cheddar cheese. And that's it. Again, you could make these, I made everything in the microwave because it was quicker. You could put these in a crock pot, you could put these in an Instant Pot, you could put them in the oven. If you're feeding them to other people, you know, and you want to make a nice presentation, put them in the oven because they'll get that like nice brown, crinkly, crispy, whateverness on them, which is always fun to present in front of other people. So anyhow, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these. Let me know which one is your favorite. If you've tried any of these, if you're gonna try any of these, let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the like button, share it, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon because I have some other fun gluten-free things coming up soon. So God bless and be a blessing to someone else.